But we're going to begin tonight with charges now filed against two Atlanta police officers in the shooting death of Rayshard Brooks. The DA today coming before the cameras after reviewing evidence in the case, body cam, dash cam, and cell phone video, as well as witness testimony, concluding Rayshard Brooks had been cooperative and at no time posed a threat of serious harm to the officers, and finding several issues with that attempted arrest and with the gunfire that took Brooks' life. Former Officer Garrett Rolfe is now facing 11 charges, including felony murder for shooting Brooks in the back. Officer Devin Brosnan facing 3 charges, including aggravated assault for stepping on Brooks' shoulder as he lay on the ground. And the DA saying today that second officer, Devin Brosnan, has agreed to turn state's witness to testify against Garrett Rolfe. But that officer's attorney late today denying this, saying there is no deal.
This COVID-19 patient was hospitalized for 62 days and got the shock of his life when he got home and saw the medical bill.
I said, holy bleep.
70-year-old Michael Floor survived his struggle with COVID-19. Floor remembers something he told his wife in the first days of his hospitalization.
I told her that she had to get me out of there. I didn't know what it cost, but I knew it was going to cost a lot.
His release from the hospital was filled with triumph and joy. So imagine his surprise when the bill came in the mail for $1,122,501. And let's not forget the 4 cents.
Still saying it in writing was daunting.
Here it is, 181 pages. There are 3,000 itemized charges. They include $9,736 a day for his intensive care room at Swedish Medical Center near Seattle. He was on a ventilator for 29 days. Total cost, $83,000.
Handing down the guilty verdict against Rifat al-Assad, the judge said that nothing other than a prison sentence would do. Such were the severity of his crimes, and so astronomical were the sums of money he laundered. She also cited the autocratic personality of the uncle of Syria's current leader, saying that he personally had ordered and directed the huge-scale siphoning off of public money of Syria dating back decades. The 82-year-old wasn't in court as he was convicted. Neither did he attend the trial in Paris back in December. His family then said that he'd been hospitalized. No immediate warrant was tabled for him to be brought into custody, and his lawyers said he would be filing an appeal. Nevertheless, the judge ordered the seizure of some of his huge French property portfolio, estimated to be worth 90 million euros.
Well, in the meanwhile, the army is stocking up on body protection equipment and spiked clubs of its own to deal with a China that decided to use those barbaric weapons to rain damage on the Indian team at the line of actual control. The Northern Command has begun equipping its soldiers with lightweight riot gear, which were ordered before the bloodshed at Galwan. The body protectors comprise padded polycarbonate inserts and protects wearers from sharp objects and stones. First consignment of 500 sets of full body protectors has already been airlifted from Mumbai to Leh for distribution to soldiers. The order for these body protection equipment was placed earlier, long before the standoff, and has only materialized now.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's personal plane, usually used during his on-site inspection trips, has been spotted flying over the north. According to flight tracking website Flight Radar 24, the jet was seen flying from Pyongyang to the eastern part of the country Wednesday morning. Since flights within North Korea are rare, experts believe it's highly possible that Kim was on board the aircraft that might have been heading to Sinpo on the east coast, where the North is believed to have been building a new submarine. This comes as Pyongyang raised its guard duty level to its highest for frontline troops for the first time since 2003, meaning it's getting its troops fully armed and ready for combat. Amid escalating tensions, President Donald Trump on Wednesday extended existing U.S. sanctions on the North for another year, citing the continued unusual and extraordinary threat posed by the regime.
Well, billions of euros have plunged into laying the Nord Stream 2 pipeline deep under the Baltic Sea. However, a U.S. threat to expand sanctions has put the German-Russian project at risk, with the Baltic states and Poland also voicing their objections. The gas line risks being dead in the water.
This is the landfall facility in Lubmin in northeastern Germany. Natural gas from Russia was supposed to arrive here through a pipeline under the Baltic Sea. But the controversial Nord Stream 2 project was suspended in late 2019 due to U.S. sanctions. For weeks, the Akademischen Chersky, one of two Russian pipe-laying ships, has been idle at anchor in a nearby harbor. It was supposed to install the final 150 kilometers of the pipeline to Lubmin. The ship now needs a technical overhaul. But gas market analyst Heiko Lohmann says it's unlikely to find a company willing to do the job, and insurers are reluctant to cover the Russian ships.
Long lines for life's most vital element. Oxygen is in short supply for COVID-19 patients who are struggling to breathe. Shortages and price gouging have already cost lives in Peru's Amazon cities. But now there's also a lack of medicinal oxygen in the capital, Lima. Entering the fourth month of the pandemic and hospitals are running out of oxygen. People with sick relatives are having to make life or death decisions where to buy oxygen canisters in an open market where often the prices have been pushed up exorbitantly. Out of sheer desperation, many Peruvians have turned to the black market, often paying many times the normal price. People are lining up for hours, even days, to get the precious supply.
Traffickers holding hundreds of Rohingya refugees at sea are demanding payments from their families before they will release them from the boats, say relatives and human rights groups. Several hundreds of the Muslim minority have been stranded at sea in no man's land for months, as countries sealed their borders to block the spread of the coronavirus. And now they have nowhere to land. On Monday, one family told Reuters they had transferred $2,800 for the release of their two teenage girls, but had since not heard anything. After a brutal military crackdown that the UN said was carried out with, quote, genocidal intent, some 730,000 fled from their homes in Myanmar in 2017 and joined the already overflowing squalid camps in Bangladesh.
We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when. But I know we'll meet again some sunny day. My heart will be
We are creating conditions which, let's say, lead to close encounters between wildlife and people. And this is linked to many different aspects. And one of them is, for example, rampant deforestation is an important aspect. Uncontrolled expansion of agriculture is another one. Intensive farming, especially in relation to animal husbandry. Then also mining infrastructure development is quite important. Exploiting wild species in general, and especially the unregulated trade in wild animals. And of course, making the whole thing a pandemic is the explosive growth of global air travel. So these are the combination of all the factors which led to this large, let's say, pandemic, in this case of COVID-19.